Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News at 11 p.m.
Let's get out, let's work together, let's be bipartisan, and let's get it done. The shutdown hopefully will not last long.
Breaking news from Washington. President Trump releases a late-night video as the deadline passes without an agreement, and the government is now in a shutdown. The Senate and House adjourned until tomorrow. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers will be furloughed or forced to work without pay just days before Christmas. CBS 2 political reporter Dave Ryan is here with the very latest.
And Pat, this is not going to be easy to fix because this is all about funding for the border wall. That's not going to be done easily. It's early Saturday morning now in Washington, D.C., and in about 10 hours, the Senate will be back in session. The partial government shutdown, which began a couple of hours ago, will, as Pat said, affect hundreds of thousands of federal workers, and the chances of a quick settlement, not very good.
The Senate stands adjourned until noon tomorrow.
The Senate closed down for the night and went home, wiping away any hope for a last-ditch miracle to avoid a partial government shutdown, which officially began at 9 p.m. tonight Pacific time. The Senate will be back in session on Saturday to give it another try. That means funding has run out for 9 federal agencies that employ 800,000 people. Those deemed essential, like air traffic controllers, will have to work, but without pay. About 400,000 others will be furloughed. Senate Democrats and Republicans agreed to continue discussions to seek a deal. Some experts say this government shutdown is historic.
One in January, one in February, which was a very short one, and then this would be the third in this calendar year alone.
The talks remain focused on funding for President Trump's border wall. Friday night, President Trump tried to turn up the heat on the Democrats with this video he posted on Twitter.
We're going to have a shutdown. There's nothing we can do about that because we need the Democrats to give us their votes. The shutdown hopefully will not last long.
But that's quite a change from 10 days ago.
I am proud to shut down the government for border security, Chuck.
His wall does not have 60 votes here in the Senate, let alone 50 votes. That much is now clear.
The president continued to push for the wall on Friday, tweeting this design, which he called effective and beautiful, but not for Democrats.
Spending $5 billion on a wall is not, to me, one of our priorities. And we've got to get our priorities right and not just Trump solutions.
Now, Republican House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy from Bakersfield told lawmakers they would be given a 24-hour notice before a vote would be taken on a budget plan to end the showdown. Okay, right there it shows you they, too, have some doubts about how quick a settlement will be achieved. Pat, back to you.
Stay tuned. Thank you, Dave. And breaking news now, a deadly hit and run in Glendale. Stu Mandel overhead in Sky 2 with the very latest. Stu?
Well, Pat, that's right. Fatal hit and run out here in Glendale on Glen Oaks Boulevard. Happened around 7:20 this evening, and Glendale PD are doing the investigation. They're saying a 70-year-old woman was actually struck and killed out here between Allen and Oak out here in the off of Glen Oaks Boulevard. It happened right in front of St. Matthew's Church right there. You can see the coroner is doing their thing right now. Glendale PD is asking for any help if anybody saw anything out here this evening. At around 7:20, that's when the accident occurred. Again, a 70-year-old woman lost her life this evening as a hit-and-run accident happened in Glendale. Live in Sky 2, I'm Stu Mandel. Pat, back to you.
All right, Stu, it's so tragic. Thank you. Well, tonight, a sex scandal rocks the LAPD. A detective claims another officer sent out revenge porn photos of her when their relationship ended. CBS 2's Tom Wade is live at LAPD headquarters with more information on these accusations. Tom.
Yeah, definitely turmoil at the LAPD, Pat. This female detective says she was bullied and intimidated, and when she left this relationship, she says this guy got his revenge.
She's afraid to return to work.
Attorney Lisa Bloom describes the emotional state of her client, robbery homicide detective Isabel Villegas. Bloom says Detective Villegas is now on stress leave after she ended her 5-year affair with LAPD officer Danny Reedy. Villegas says that after she broke up with Reedy, he sent out intimate photos of her that he took without her permission.
She left a number of times. She felt that she had to go back because of the threats, she says. Ultimately, she did leave him And then those photos were distributed to other LAPD officers, a sergeant, and even a lieutenant. And she says people were making very derogatory comments about her as they were being circulated.
Bloom says Reedy was an abusive boyfriend.
That he physically assaulted her on a number of occasions, hitting her in the head, for example.
Isabel Villegas is married to now retired Assistant Chief Jorge Villegas, who suddenly took retirement after news broke of a sex scandal of his own. He was reportedly being investigated for allegedly having an affair with a subordinate. And Bloom went to court today to get a restraining order to have the photos destroyed. That hearing was continued, essentially postponed. The LAPD is not commenting on the situation because they say it is a personnel investigation. We also tried reaching out to Reedy's attorney and did not hear back. Reporting live downtown, I'm Tom Waite, CBS 2 News.
Thanks, Tom. A high-speed chase after a jewelry heist. It all started in Pasadena and ended in East Hollywood. 5 suspects made a run for it, sending a neighborhood into lockdown tonight. CBS 2's Hermela Aragawi is live in East Hollywood with this wild scene. Hermela.
Good evening. As you can see behind me, the scene is now clear and the hunt is over. Police tell us the 5th suspect is in custody. They found him hiding in the similar area as the other 4, and they say a canine found him. A young man with a pained look on his face is taken into custody. Police say he's one of the 5 suspects that led them on a wild pursuit from Pasadena to Hollywood.
I heard the helicopters first, and then I heard the sirens.
Police tell us it all started with the suspects robbing a jewelry store.
It was a business that is a clock and watch business, and they were robbed by 4 suspects. They fled the area. The owner of the business was able to give a description of the vehicle.
Wrong way on Lancashire.
The suspects were in a white Kia Soul. They led police on a high-speed chase that terrorized drivers on the 210, the 134, and the 170. They're seen here driving on the wrong side of the road at some point and at the height of rush hour, swerving through traffic, but somehow managing not to injure anyone, although there were a lot of close calls.
They ended up getting off the freeway, they pulled off the freeway and they abandoned their vehicle and all ran into the neighborhood here.
The 5 men can be seen here jumping fences and climbing walls and eventually entered the carport of a home at Melrose and Harvard, shutting down the area as police attempted to capture them.
I saw a couple of cops on foot run down this way, but I couldn't see who they were chasing. So I think all 4 guys kind of ran out into this area and just kind of hid in that garage there. And as far as I know, they're still holed up there.
Police tell us they don't know where these suspects are from and what motivated them to do this, but they did put a lot of resources from several jurisdictions into capturing them, so they are glad the hunt is over tonight. Reporting live in East Hollywood, Hermela Aragawi, CBS 2 News.
The hood is up. The hood is up. Whoa, whoa, there you go.
Yep. Another wild pursuit, this one ending in a crash with police in Ladera Heights. This Mercedes, driving with the hood covering the front windshield. Police say people inside the car just ripped off a Kohl's store at the Galleria in Redondo Beach. 5 people eventually got out of the car one by one. Police took each of them into custody. And tonight, dozens of people in a South LA neighborhood are still out of their homes because of a water main break. A few cars were swallowed up when the pavement caved in. CBS 2's Christy Fajardo is live in South LA with the latest on this. Christy.
Pat, it is going to be a very long night for crews here. Take a look. This is what caused it all, that hole in this pipe, which led to that big, giant, gaping hole in the ground. And if you pan up, you'll notice that none of the lights are on in any of these windows. That's because all of these homes have been evacuated. In fact, 41 people in all have been put up at local hotels by LADWP, but tonight, dozens more are still without water. The sound of heavy machinery echoes through 55th Street. Crews repairing the giant sinkhole that swallowed up these driveways. But the problems stretch beyond the 300 block.
We had to go outside to search.
The Garcia family and 74 other homes have no running water, and that's messing up their holiday preps. Christmas without water? No. I hope they can fix it soon, says Paz Garcia. At about 5 a.m., DWP says a 24-inch water main broke and the ground gave way. This was the aftermath, a street underwater Our camera even caught a pickup floating and then start to sink in the large hole. At least one other car met the same fate.
I saw like a hole opening and then it just started sinking.
The water poured in and it flooded the whole area around my house.
Firefighters say one person almost fell in the hole. Another had trouble getting out of the water. And to make matters worse, a sinking car ruptured a gas line. Hours later, crews are still repairing the damage. 41 people can't go home. And others, like the Garcias, who have a baby at home, are wondering when they'll have water to bathe and wash again. And crews here at the scene again have removed this damaged pipe, and they're in the process of installing the new pipe. Even so, they warn it will be at least until Sunday morning before water is restored. In the meantime, neighbors are going to have to settle for portable showers. LADWP has brought some of those in, as well as some very large water tanks to try to accommodate their needs. Live in South LA, Christy Fajardo, CBS 2 News.
A major shakeup in the Dodgers bullpen. The big-name players sent packing today. And the struggle is real. A package thief battles a box that's bigger than she is.
A family business is the target of a shocking smash and grab. It's all caught on security tape. I have a live report coming up.
Plus, Hollywood stunt or real-life drama. An incredible car accident caught on camera.
Hey everybody, I'm Garth Kemp. Coming up, here we go. St. Nick's on the way. Will the weather agree? We'll tell you on the way.
And here's a look at the guests tonight on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.